right, let's go ahead and get started. So hello, welcome to From the Trenches, Tips and Tricks from Experienced Mixed Reality Developers. My name is Ricky Ressler. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best insights and advice I've picked up while building MR applications here at Microsoft. So we use mixed reality, right, to refer to a number of different platforms and devices. So you have the immersive headsets, the Samsung Odyssey, for example, right, enclosed viewing. You have the see-through displays of the HoloLens and the HoloLens 2. And we even include it to mean AR applications on mobile using ARKit and ARCore. So today, I'm mostly going to be talking about the immersive headsets and the HoloLens devices, but a lot of the same principles are applicable on mobile AR. So the first insight is that you have to create experiences that really highlight mixed reality. So applications aren't automatically better by moving them to MR, right? In MR, you can walk around, you can look around, you can touch things like they're real. And it's our responsibility as developers to actually showcase those features. And we need to make a compelling experience that actually makes sense to use in MR. Now, I've got a couple pieces of advice on how to do that here. So the first is that you have to start small before going big. So the power of mixed reality is this idea we like to call the infinite canvas, right? We're no longer constrained by screen size. Instead, right, I can stand at the foot of a virtual skyscraper and look all the way to the top. But jumping into an immersive scene like that can be really disorienting, especially for new users, right? They don't have any context for what's going on or what they're seeing. So what we do in a lot of our applications, we start with something small that fits into the field of view, right? And then when the user's ready, maybe when they place it in their space, maybe when they say, okay, let's go, then we go full size, right? We show them that immersive thing, let them get close to it, let them see the details of it. We don't just jump straight in. We have this step first that gives them context and lets them process what they're going to see. Number two, so you have to design your UI for 3D. We like to think that all the lessons we learned about 2D design apply straight to 3D, and many of them do, but 3D introduces a lot of new complexity, right? For the first time, users can look away from your menu or walk away from it entirely. They can't do that in 2D. 2D are essentially a captive audience. So you have to take that into consideration when developing user interfaces for mixed reality. So we like to think about UI having about 3 different types of behaviors here. So it's head-locked, world-locked, body-locked. And they just differ in how the UI reacts to what the user's doing. So head-locked UI is anything that's rigidly attached to the user's gaze. So as they look around, the UI follows them exactly. So it never seems to move relative to the user, right? So that's really distracting, and it just doesn't look great in 3D. So generally, avoid head-locked displays, or head-locked UI. About the only exception there is a gaze cursor, which is important on HoloLens. It's just a little indication of where the user's looking. That is about the only thing we will ever do in 3D, or sorry, in head-locked. Now, world-locked is where MR really shines, right? This is attaching a virtual object to a place in the physical world. So as the user moves around, that object stays in that position. Maybe it rotates, maybe it scales, but it's not moving. And we use this a lot for anything that the user places specifically. So a lot of our experiences start with a placement step. Look at your floor and tap where you want to place something. That's a great showcase of world-locked UI. And the third one is body locking. This is sort of a compromise between the two. The user can move around, and the UI moves with them, but they're still free to turn their head, right? It's not locked to where they're looking. Now, generally, if the UI goes completely out of view, we'll pop it back into view. And that just accounts for, we don't want the user to lose that piece of UI, right? Because usually body-locked UI is for menus that the user must interact with before continuing with the rest of their experience. And the third piece of advice is related to that. Don't let the user get lost, right? As I was saying, you can walk away from virtual objects, right? So it's important that the user can always get back to what's important. So here's Product Visualize, one of our AR applications on iOS. So I have a 3D object placed in my scene, but as I look away from it, a little arrow pops into view, bringing me back. Probably familiar with this. A lot of games use this sort of design. But you have a lot of options, right? Any sort of visual indicator, so arrows, lines, anything the user could see could be used. But also 3D audio, right? The HoloLens in particular has this great system for 3D audio that makes it so realistic. A little, hey, I'm over here, can be enough to get the user looking in the right direction. Or 2D spoken directions. So we know where the user's looking. We know where we want them to look. So turn left, turn right, look up, look down. Can be really effective. We actually use this a lot in Microsoft's HoloTour, HoloLens experience. And combine these, right? You don't have to just stick with one. People learn differently. Some people are visual, and a little arrow is going to tell them everything they need to know. But for others, that little audio cue is just going to add that extra to get them back on course. So the second key insight here, comfort is your absolute highest priority, right? Every user experiences your application differently, but it's important that every one of them experience it comfortably. And comfort on the MR is all about understanding how our body understands and processes 3D and how our body moves. So I want to give you a real quick primer on how we understand 3D, right? So you're familiar with binocular vision, right? Each eye sees the world from a slightly different view, and our brain can process that and say, understand where things are in relation to each other and understand how far away they are from me. But if I close one eye, right, I don't lose my depth perception immediately. It's actually dozens of other cues that help me build that idea of space around me. So convergence, for example. When you focus on something close to you, your eyes actually point inward. And as that moves away, they're going to straighten out again. And the amount that your eyes move in and out tells your brain how far something is. And accommodation. You can think of your eye like a camera lens, right? It has to focus independently on an object. That's done by the muscles around your eyes that expand or contract to bring things into focus. So the amount of work those muscles have to do is another cue that your brain uses. And that's in conjunction with dozens of other cues, right? So our job as developers is to make sure all these cues agree. As soon as things start to conflict with each other, you're going to give some discomfort for your user. So let me give you a concrete example here. The HoloLens has a 2-meter focal plane. So that means no matter where holograms are in your scene, your eyes are going to focus. They're going to accommodate as if it were 2 meters away. So if you put a hologram at 5 meters, right, we have a conflict. Now, our brain is pretty powerful and can actually handle a little bit of conflict here and there. So we found that the vast majority of users can comfortably focus between 1.25 and 5 meters away. That's the ideal placement for holograms. Now, most of your users won't have any trouble getting closer, but we want to leave that up to them. Let them get closer to it. Let them bring it to them, right? Don't force them to see holograms that are just 6 inches away from their face. So comfort's also about physical comfort, right? As a human, it's a lot easier to look down than it is to look up, especially when you have an immersive headset on, right? So we want to be placing holograms at eye level or below. Now, can you place things above? Can you allow for movement? Of course you can. But again, it's just ideal placement is in that region. And likewise, right, we can see over 200 degrees in our field of view, but if anything's placed very far to the edges, I have to strain to see it. So we want to be placing things just in the middle of the view to ensure that users can see them comfortably in both eyes. All right, insight number 3. Immersive experiences is what keeps users coming back to MR. Immersion is all about making the user forget that they're seeing a digital experience. Your holograms should look real. They need to feel real. They need to feel like it's part of the world. Now, there are just 2 components, really, to hologram stability. The first is stability. So a world-locked object needs to remain world-locked, right? As I move, any drift or swim that I see is going to break the illusion. So we need to maximize stability. There are 3 factors that developers can control to increase the stability of the holograms. The first is frame rate. So at the beginning of a frame, you get this head position. It's a predicted head position where we think the user is going to be at the end of the frame. You then use that to drive your experience, right? That's the core of your application right there. And you output a scene at the end to be rendered. The longer that takes, the longer that frame takes, the more out of date that head position is and the more drift you're going to get. So you want to maintain 60 frames per second on the HoloLens, 90 frames per second on the immersive headsets. The second is the stabilization plane. So right before we render it, right after you've given me your scene, right before we turn that into pixels, the hardware does this step called late stage reprojection. It does a quick adjustment on those predicted head positions to make it even more accurate. But you as the developer need to enable this. So on the HoloLens, you need to be setting this every single frame to a point where the user's looking. On the immersive headsets, it's a little easier. You can just turn on depth-based stabilization, which is a feature, and it's just going to operate on your whole scene at once, so you don't have to be worrying about it every frame. And then the spatial anchors. You can think of the spatial anchors as a connection between the virtual and real world. Spatial anchors don't move. Your holograms can move around them, but your spatial anchors remain stationary. You want to be attaching your holograms to these spatial anchors. Now, it's often tempting to just put one spatial anchor, attach everything to it, call it a day, right? Nice and easy. But what you're going to notice is the further away you are from those spatial anchors, the more drift you're going to get. So what we do is you break your scene up, right? You attach holograms to multiple spatial anchors so that they're always within 2 meters of a spatial anchor. And this is actually going to give you a better experience than if you just attached everything to one. Now, there are two factors that developers can't control that affect stability. IPD, so that's the distance between our eyes. The user has to go through a calibration of that on the HoloLens. So if they skipped that or didn't do a good job with that, they're going to have an inaccurate IPD, and there's not a lot we can do with that. Until we get to the HoloLens 2 here, which introduces eye tracking, which can now update the IPD automatically for users, which is pretty cool. And then the last factor, tracking quality, right? If we can't see the user's room, or if it's two-plane, we don't know where you are, so we can't place holograms. So it's important for the user to have a detailed space around them. The second component of immersion is believable visual cues, right? The real-world objects have lights and shadows around us. They create reflections. These are all things that our brain takes in to understand the spatial relationships of objects. So we want to mimic these in MR, right? Now, a key here, on HoloLens, it's a see-through display, so we can't actually render a shadow, right? Shadows are black, and black is transparent on the display. So what you do is you render the light around the shadow. What we do is we put a blank piece of geometry, invisible piece of geometry underneath our virtual objects that can catch that light. We call it a shadow catcher. And it basically allows us to show the light with the shadow subtracted out. Reflections, another great example, because it makes it look like real light is bouncing off your virtual objects, hitting a real-world surface and bouncing into your eyes. It's a great illusion that really sells that this hologram is in your space. And finally, surface reconstruction. The HoloLens in particular has this great ability to map and create meshes of all the things around you. So you should be using that. Put your holograms on surfaces. And we like to often use a representation, a grid, dots, anything like that, to sort of reinforce the fact that that virtual object is touching a real surface. All right, insight 4. Performance is absolutely critical for MR applications. It increases our stability. It increases user comfort. So we need to hit that 60 frames per second on the HoloLens, 90 on the immersive headsets. Now, I like to think about optimizing performance in sort of 3 categories. The first is your application, right? This is the core of your business logic. It's running on the CPU, and the optimizations here are all about writing efficient code, splitting long operations over multiple frames, right? Anything you can do to make that faster. At the end of that process, your scene gets taken to the render thread. This is responsible for turning that scene into draw calls, sending them up to the GPU. It's really just a transfer step. So what we want to do to optimize this step, minimize draw calls. And finally, those draw calls show up on the GPU where they're going to get turned into pixels. So we want to optimize this step by speeding that process up, reducing the number of vertices in our meshes, reducing the number of texture reads, reducing the complexity of our shaders. Now I want to focus just on reducing draw calls here, because there's a lot of techniques that you can use to do this, right? Occlusion culling. So this is a capability of a lot of modern game engines that prevent you from rendering things that you can't see. If I'm looking at a virtual wall, I shouldn't have to render the things behind that wall, right? But without occlusion culling, you would be. One way you can do that is by breaking up large meshes. So you could imagine having your whole scene one giant mesh. The problem with that is that even if you're looking at just a tiny little bit of it, right, that whole thing is going to go through the render pipeline. So you can break it up. That way, that each piece can be called individually, and that we only have to render the parts that we want. All right, so you did that, but now you've realized something. Breaking it up, it let us use occlusion culling, but now that we have multiple objects, increased our draw calls. So the next technique you can use is called batching. This is logically combining those meshes back together. So they're not the same mesh, but they're logically combined into a single draw call that you can send up to the CPU. So this is another great technique that can drastically reduce the number of draw calls you have. And the one caveat here is that all your meshes that are batched together need to share the same material. So that's the same texture, the same shader, right? And we do that by atlasing. You combine individual textures into one giant texture. That way, multiple different looking objects can actually share that same material. And then the last technique, stereo instancing. All right, so we already determined that we have two different eyes viewing the scene from two slightly different angles, right? Well, a naive way to do that would just be you render into everything exactly twice, right? That's wasteful because the objects we're rendering aren't changing eye to eye. They're the same objects, the same materials. Stereo instancing takes advantage of this fact by just sending everything to the GPU once and then rendering it twice on the GPU. So you save 50% in your draw calls just by turning on stereo instancing, and it's really easy to support through your shaders. Fifth insight, direct manipulation is incredibly intuitive. So this is specifically for the HoloLens 2, which introduces fully articulated hand tracking. Now, all my fingers, all my joints can be tracked in the virtual world, allowing me to interact with objects as if they were real. I can push, pull, poke. Anything I can do with a real object, I can do with a virtual object. And it is so intuitive. We've done studies. New users love it. You don't have to train them anymore to do the look and tap, right? They just interact with it like they normally would. This opens up a lot of new avenues, right? We can have menus that work like physical buttons, right? I can push buttons and they push in along with my finger. They can click back when I let go. I can attach UI to the hands, right? A problem that we've always had in MR is like, how do you design a UI that's easy to get to but also out of the way? Attach it to your hand. It's always there. You bring up your hand, your tools, right at your fingertips, literally. And the great thing is that you can actually take advantage of all these features right away, day one. You get your HoloLens, you can start developing with these things because they are already supported in Mixed Reality Toolkit. This is Microsoft's open source library for working in MR, and it provides a ton of functionality. It's a great way to get started when you don't know necessarily how to do everything yet. So you can do things like pointing, right? I can point at something and select it, supported by MRTK. The buttons I was talking about, already supported. Hover indicators to show me where I'm pointing, supported already. And there's dozens of more features that are already available. So what now? What if you want to learn more? You know, this was obviously a short talk here. Mixed reality is so in-depth, you can learn more. First, check us out at Build. You can go do a HoloLens 2 demo. We're at the back of the expo floor. Look for the big sign that says data and just keep heading back. This talk was actually adapted from a longer talk I did at Mixed Reality Dev Days last week. The talk's not online yet, but will be soon, and that'll be available to the public. So you can check out that talk for more details. Visit the mixed reality documentation, aka.ms/mr. Get you everything you need to know. And finally, try our mixed reality apps, right? We have them available on a variety of platforms. In particular, we have these new Dynamics 365 enabled MR applications that are making businesses better with MR, and you can try those out today. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm available up at the front. Thank you.